Hi everyone. Remember the list of life-saving attributes and my personal favorites that helped me the most when I had to face some major challenges? Adaptability, resilience, having a sense of self and our values, being able to set healthy boundaries, and developing a greater awareness of our inner and our outer world. Today we will dive deeper into resilience. In addition to adaptability, resilience is one of the most important qualities to help us cope with change and life's challenges. So, what is it? Resilience is typically defined as the capacity to recover from adversity and difficult life events. It is our ability to bounce back when we go through a rough period, like say a divorce or losing a job. Now, although most psychological studies support the idea of us having an innate resilience to the struggles of life, new research suggests that natural resilience may not be as common as once thought. When we are confronted with a major life-altering event and or major life stressors, we struggle considerably and for longer periods of time. Consequently, the same thing happens to our well-being. It turns out it depends very much on what kind of adversity we encounter. For instance, job loss versus the loss of a spouse. And it also depends on how well we are able to deal with the negative emotions and the negative thoughts that we create around that situation. Now, there are multiple interrelated components that make up being resilient. Number one, confidence. Having a positive sense of self and confidence in our strengths, in our capabilities and our competencies can counter feelings of helplessness and prevent a victim mindset. Now, sophrology helps us to develop and build self-confidence by reinforcing the inner resources that we feel we might lack at that time to deal with the set circumstances. Number two, connection. Being able to lean or fall back on a social network will make us more resistant to stress. If there is anything that we have seen and experienced during this pandemic, is that isolation does not benefit us, and it increases stress, depression, and anxiety. So feeling supported by a family, by friends, by a community, or even an organization, and being able to seek help and communicate our needs will help us to be resistant and be resilient. And it also cultivates our gratitude and our positivity. Number three, commitment. The wanting to move forward and to not stay stuck. It is this sense of inner drive for a more positive future and having a focus on certain goals. Even in the darkest of times, set yourself some goals that match your values. When life is really, really hard, make them small. Baby steps. It can be as simple as getting up, having a shower, dress nicely, make yourself a cup of coffee, and make yourself a healthy meal. Number four, contribution. Focus on what went well, what you were and what you are doing well, and what you can influence, not on where you failed and on what you cannot control. Failing or getting it wrong is not only about loss. We also gain a lot from these experiences. There might be a sort of a lesson for us in there. Failure is an important aspect of learning and growth. Every single part of life contributes to our personal development. If only we want to step a little out of our comfort zone and grow through the scary experience and challenge ourselves. Bouncing back automatically means that we come back from somewhere below and the only way is up. Otherwise there's no bounce. Number 5, coping skills. With mindfulness and sophrology techniques, we can learn how to change the narrative that we created, to reframe the situation, edit our outlook, and change our perception. So we can focus our time and energy on changing the things that we do have control over. To stop that cognitive spinning, the stressed out hamster running frantically in his wheel and the ruminating. Those ruminating thoughts. We can practice thought awareness to reduce the negative thoughts and the limiting beliefs. And we can cultivate positive neural pathways. For instance, by enhancing creativity and focusing on solutions. Number 6, the last one, compassion. Treating other people with compassion and ourselves with compassion is important in creating long-term relationships. It's also important to be able to get up in your helicopter, to observe and practice perceptual repositioning. This mindfulness integrated cognitive behavioral therapy technique is a great tool to help us step back from our limited perspective and to get a distance from our own emotional interpretation of any given situation. Remember, there's nothing that you have gone through or have experienced that somebody else in this world has not experienced already. And you never know what is going on behind closed doors. Now, if you, with all the innate resilience that you have, are confronted with a life event that is so overwhelming that you could need a little support, please do reach out. Bye.